So, welcome to the 7-day Instagram engagement challenge. I'm so excited to have you here. So, during the coming 7 days, we're going to be working on how to use Instagram to grow an audience. Remember, that's the very first step in creating sales through Instagram. You have to have an engaged audience before you can ask for a sale. Now, if you have not opened your Instagram account yet, started your Instagram account, whoa, Nelly, back up, go download the cheat sheet on how to start an Instagram account and get that up and running first. Then come back over here and we'll get started with day one of the challenge. So, what we're going to be covering today first is the roadmap that we're going to be following this week that's going to help you build that engaged audience. So what we're going to do the first day is we're going to batch our images. Day 2, we're going to batch our captions. The reason we're batching these things first is so we don't have to think about those on day 3 through 7, which are our posting and engagement days. There is a lot of power in batching similar tasks. You can accomplish an incredible amount by doing 2 things. First is showing up consistently for small amounts of time. That's what we're going to be doing every day this week. But the second thing is what I was just talking about. Using batching to group similar tasks together and finish them more quickly. So by batching all of our images on day 1, we are going to make it so much easier and faster to post. And we're going to break it down into really manageable chunks that'll only take you about 30 minutes a day. So, step 1, day 1 of the 7-day Instagram challenge is to batch your images. And the way you're going to do that is to select 5 images, bonus points if they're related in some way. I don't want you to overthink this. They don't have to be perfect photos. We just need to get started. And I've got some tips for you in just a few minutes on how to take those photos so that they'll be more effective. But select 5 images that are in some way, shape related. And it could be 5 works in a series. It could be a series of in-progress shots of you creating a work. You can include a photo of you with your work, but you need to focus on the thing that you're going to be focusing on in your Instagram account. And remember, I've said before that you don't want to try to do too many things with one account. You need to curate what's going into your account. Focus, focus, focus. This is not the place to mix your family vacation trip to Key West with your artwork. Right now, we're going to be focusing purely on your artwork. You can have the occasional image of the family vacation later. You can have the occasional image of the family pet later. But for this week, we're focusing on your art. So 5 images of your art. Second thing to do with that is you're going to crop out any extra background stuff out of the images of the artwork so that you're up close on them. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a few minutes. Next thing, pro tip, is to make a copy of your high-res images and resize them to between 800 and 1,000 pixels for social media. That makes them a little bit more unified in size and also makes them a little bit harder to copy. So think about including a progress shot or 2. People really enjoy seeing things in progress. And it also helps you figure out what to have for those 5 images. Those images could revolve around the main tenets of journalism, which you probably heard back in high school. But think about the who, what, where, when, why, and how. And it's probably going to be easier if you process more than the 5 images that you need, but at a bare minimum, do 5. That way, if you process a few more, if it doesn't really fit with the caption you're going to write, tomorrow, then you can use one of the other images. So that's how we're going to batch our images. And let's dive right into how to do that on your cell phone. So I am going to take y'all to my phone. Let's get a new share here. And, whoops. So here is my phone. And the way that we're going to batch the images without even leaving the phone is you're going to open Photos. And you're going to look through your photos for some images. So we're going to scroll through here and we're going to find an image. I'm going to go right to an image that I did last week. Now, I shot this photograph as a vertical, and squares or slightly rectangular images work better. So I'm going to crop that, and I crop it by going to Edit and then select the crop and just drag on those corners to get a little bit tighter image. And you can see how it's really helping to focus in on the artwork. Then all you're going to do is click Done. Now, you can also save it as a copy. Oops, going the wrong way there. And that you can do from the very beginning. You can go back to the original. You can make it a square right there automatically, which really is a helpful tool. So that was just that little button right up there that has the square on it. Then click Done, and you'll have your image all cropped and ready to go. Now, if you wanted to copy it first so that you don't lose your original image, just click Copy. Now, when I go into Edit, get Square, and I can hit Done. And there's my square image ready to go for Instagram. Now, to make it really easy for the rest of the week, I can create an album, Add to Album, which means new album. And I'm going to label it Instagram Challenge. And save it. And now that image is in that album. Now, if I want to go to another image, so this one, let's see, I'll find another painting. And this one is already cropped, so I wouldn't have to do anything to it. But what I would do is make a copy of it and then add that to that album, that same album for the Instagram challenge. And I might find an in progress shot. And again, I want to crop out some of the stuff in there. We don't need the blinds in there at all. That is not an attractive element. So crop out as much of the extraneous background stuff as you can. And try to make the negative space on either side be close to the same so that it looks centered. And then when you're done, Click done. And remember, we're going to put it in the album. So I want you to do that for at least 5 and preferably a few more images so that once you're done, you can look at the albums and you will have an album full of images that are ready to go for the Instagram challenge for when you start posting on Wednesday. That's all you have to do today, is to work on taking those photos and putting them into an album or a folder. Now, if you haven't taken photos of your work before, then what you're going to want to do is to use the camera on your smartphone. They are quite good at this point. So there's no need to get a fancy camera out. And you're going to want to make sure you have it set to HD. And then you're going to take a photo of it, and I'm going to pretend like my computer is my artwork. You're going to hold the camera so that it is parallel and lining up to the edges of the artwork. And then you're going to take your photo. That way, you won't have too much cropping to do. So then if I cropped that one here in my phone, you can see how the edges of the image are parallel to the borders of the photograph, so you don't have a whole lot of distortion there. So then I'm going to crop out anything that doesn't have to do with just that computer screen. So there we go. Then you would hit done. I'm going to click that. And there we go. So that's all there is to it. And you can get your photos into your album if you want to do them on your computer. That is relatively easy as well. Stop that share, and we will go to the app. There's a similar app on, get that open. There's a similar app on Windows, but we're going to work with the preview app here in the Mac world. And find where the window has gone. I have too many things open as usual. Close that. There we go. And I'm going to open it up, and we will open a photo. Now, I keep all my photos in a folder on my computer on the desktop, and that way I can access them really quickly. So here are a group of photos that I have used in the past for paintings, and I'm going to just pop one open. It's not an artwork, but you'll get the idea. Actually, I probably should go in and pull an artwork up just to show you. So you load photos, which, because I have a ton of photos, takes a few minutes. Once it's open, and here we are back at those photographs again. Once it is open, then we can, in preview, we can crop that image. And again, preview comes with your computer. Oops, it's not choosing the correct one. So let me get a new share going there so that it gets the right image. So it comes with your computer. You're going to go to Tools and select, let's see. Now it's not showing me what I need. Should allow me to crop. I'm going to crop, oh, there it is. You select, and you can adjust that. I'm going to get it as tight in on that artwork as I can. And notice there's a little bit of a tilt there because of using my easel. And I was taking a bigger photo. For what we're doing this week, that is not that big a deal. Do not overthink that. There's no reason to worry about that too much. Just leave it as it is. You can adjust that if you have a fancier photo editing program, but for what we're doing, it's fine. So once you've made your selection, then you're going to crop it. And you go to Tools and select Crop. And it will crop that image out so that you have a fairly square format. Then you'll save it. I would save it into its own folder so that you have a folder of images for the Instagram challenge all set up on your computer. That's all there is to it, folks. So dive in, get your images prepped, and if you have any questions about the process, pop them into the general discussion, and we'll be scrolling through there later today to check on how you're doing. Happy painting, everybody. Bye-bye for now.